the KIMS kits are transmitting some 23 hours later, still transmitting data. And we're saying that that data is not acceptable. So we come to the next slide. I'll just run through given the short time I have. When you got that slide, you look, they tell you at 20:45 hours, on 9th August 2022, some 13,731,215 people voted. Polling turnout recorded on 10th August is 14,239,862 ballots. And on the 10th, that is the day after the voting, and we know that it's only elders where elections were taking place. Now, when you analyze that data, you find that 508,647 ballots are added on the 10th. And you saw Land Council Willis show that the audit of the register had almost the same number of ghost voters. So you can see from that data that Mr. Sunguli presents, you are able to isolate 508,647 ghost cast votes, which are more than the difference between the two leading candidates. We've got the next slide. And if you look at the ballots that are recorded to have received, to have recorded on the next day, you are talking of some 1,665,412 curiously cast votes, which are coming out after the close of voting, and that's after 3 hours after the close of voting. So if we take the total tally now, you find that the tally is close to it's about 1.7 million votes. That spike in votes is not possible. That spike in votes is part of the problems we're having, that fellows were having access, the KIMS kits that were still transmitting data from locations that are not clear. Because the KIMS kits that were in polling stations, the voting stopped on 9th. And giving an allowance of 3 hours or 4 hours for people who are still on the queue, you would understand by why a KIMS kit would still be transmitting 23 hours after the close of elections is something that is difficult to comprehend. Also, my members of the Honorable Court, if you look at the Form 34C that has been published and interrogate the data there, if you look at the total of the variables ascribed to each candidate, the amount that you get is 110 votes less than the number that has been printed on that paper. Now, if you look at, that thing was boggling my mind. Initially, I thought it was a simple error of addition. But it has come out it was not a question of 1 + 1 = 3. Because when you look at paragraph 32 of the replying affidavit of Mr. Sunkuli, yet I'm on